So, for many of the people that are probably wondering that know my schedule by now, people are going to ask, "Oh, what are you doing? You're supposed to be at work." Well, something happened, but I'm not going to get into that. It really pissed me off, to be honest. That it pissed me off the fact that what happened at work, but um, all it was is I did my job, but I still got sent home for some stupid reason. So I'm not gonna whine about it. But what I will say is, see that right there? Doesn't look very big, but remember, this is what my hands look like compared to my head. So sure, it doesn't look big there, but compare it to my eyes, and all of a sudden, this thing is about the size of my pupil. Yeah, that's not exactly something you want to. So then, if that's the case, you'll ask, how does that even? What happened? Well, I was busy punching something when I was continuing my punching bag and I kept slamming it, but I accidentally hit it wrong. Rather than hitting it with all of my hand, I accidentally did something like this. I hit punched like this. And you can clearly see as a result of that, you can even see it from right here. That's how big this is. This is big. And if you can see it from this distance, that's it's a pretty clear sign that this is a big injury for skin. And keep in mind, I want people to understand that my skin's not weak. My fingers have skin thick enough to withstand against tacks, like those little pointy things. So the fact that those can't penetrate my skin, but a single punch tore my skin off as it was a fucking meat grinder, kind of really puts in perspective that training's working, but my current job just is too much. I might just outright quit working for security. I'm still yet to determine whether that's going to happen or not. But I don't know, man. I've tried to be reasonable, but there's just some people that will not listen to reason. And it pains me the fact that these people don't listen to reason, and then they still try to get those same people that are trying to do their jobs into trouble. I hate when people do that. It doesn't help anybody, and all it does is it creates more issues. And then these people wonder, why is this person after me? Like, because you're not doing things as you're supposed to be, as you're being told to do them. If it's like if you did it the way you were being told to do it, there would be no trouble. But now it's pretty obvious. I've never had this trouble before. And all of a sudden, one singular person somehow has an issue. That's what I don't understand is that one person, a singular person, not two, three, or four, one person that in my mind has the biggest of egos and got hurt when they decided that they didn't like what I did. So they basically sent me home for it. To me, this is an everyday occurrence. Not the fact that I get sent home every day, but that type of corruption is there and it happens every day. And at first, I was expecting the company that we work for to fix the issue. They didn't. This is the one time where they did not fix the issue. Matter of fact, it was made worse by a lot of misinformation being given to them by the woman. Well, now I can't even say that. I don't even know, to be honest. All I'm gonna really say is it happened, and at the end of the day, if I lose my job over this, technically there will be some lawsuits coming, because at this point I've dealt with this enough. There will be lawsuits coming. So I will definitely be suing, because I've told people constantly that they need to stop or something's going to happen. I've been nice, that I've tried to follow the rules and do it. Well, guess what? When the rules don't work, I'm going to start suing, because this is the only thing. And people are like, oh, this is sue culture. This is the only thing that gets people to understand. That's the reason why everybody goes to it. You'll understand the problem when you realize how much trouble you're getting into. You don't understand that until you see someone being sued. And it's intimidation, in their words. I'm not going to say who, and I'm not even going to say the gender or anything. I'm not going to give any information, because there's no point. Even if I say everything, it doesn't change anything. But it's just, I've been sent home. I even contacted my boss. I said, I don't know what's going on. All I did was this and this, and I got told, oh, well, you needed to do this instead, even though it was not said. So I just didn't understand why I was being sent home, because at that time I thought I was doing the right thing. Come to find out that the way that we've been taught was wrong. So it's like, you know, at this point, if they remove me, I don't care. I've lost enough at that place. I've lost the last innocence of my mind, along with humility. I've been humiliated because somebody didn't like how I had to tell them that they broke the rules. So I got humiliated as a result. And I said, if you don't want me here, I'll leave. But the problem is, they're like, no, no, that's okay. That's okay. I said, no, it's not okay. No, it's not. If you're going to treat me with disrespect, I'm not going to take it. I don't work for you. I don't work for that woman. And it's like, you know what? Whatever. If they feel that I'm so much of a threat there, that if I'm that big of a threat that they need to remove me, fine. But let me tell all of my male audience, people will threaten you. If you are a strong man, a strong masculine man, they will threaten you. When you stand up for yourself and you do your job, they will threaten you. They don't give two fucks about anybody that decides that they're going to do what they've been told, and they will do it because they have a job to do. But no, they don't care about that. And as a result, those people are not going to listen to you. They will not give you the time to understand that they don't care. It's just they do not care. And this is what I have to deal with every day, because of the way I believe and the way I think of things. Is that, why should I, as a worker, be blamed for something that not only was taken out of context, but I didn't do? So to me, it's kind of like, why? What's the fucking point? So, as you could probably see by the title of the stream, it's a news flash, because I could be doing a different job in a week or two. I might be doing something, and with how things are going right now, I could potentially get myself into a better security job. And I've said this. I said that I have a potential of leaving, and now it's just shot up. The potential was low, but now it's gone through the roof. So now they're going to try to do a thing where if I don't do that, I get yelled at. If I do that, I get yelled at. That's what's happening. Is that I can't do anything. But if I don't, I get yelled at. If I do what's asked, I get told off and yelled at. how do I fix this situation? The answer, you don't. This is why they're doing this on purpose, because they want you to bend to their will. When you have a situation like this where they don't want to give you a benefit, they don't want to benefit you in any way, they don't deserve your work. Find a place that understands that in order for somebody to work properly, they have to hire someone with the proper mindset. The people, I'm not going to throw shade in the people I work with. I like them. They're good people. But it's just some of the people that I have to deal with at that place that I work at is unreal. I've never had to deal with some of those people in my life. And for the most part, I just really didn't care because I was not getting in trouble for my own job. But now that I've gotten in trouble for something that I can't control, I'm back at square one with my old job at First Solar. I'm back at square one. And let me put this perspective. I'm a different person than where I was at First Solar. So it's clear it's not me because I changed. I changed for the system. But when the system so screws you over, don't change for the system. Do not change. I don't know why people say, oh, well, ask them to better yourself. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Because no matter what you do, they say, oh, well, it's a part of life. Yeah, it is. And I've got to learn to accept it. But I'm not going to change for it. I'm not going to do that. Not when a system is as corrupt like it was. I am not changing and molding and bending the knee to that system. I refuse to do that. I would rather die than have to do that. So I want to make this absolutely clear. If you know that there is injustice, do not change. If you know that there is injustice, don't change. If someone truly cares about you and what you believe, they'll try to do whatever they can in their power to save you. But it is very clear that when you cross a certain threshold and you have a specific belief, they will not support you. They'll throw you into the wind like everybody else. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to be violent or an extremist. I'm not doing that. That's just not who I am. I'm not a violent person. As much as I want to really yell and make a fuss, it's just not me. Not anymore. I'm too old. I'm already almost 21, and well, it just wastes energy that I need for other things. So there's no point in yelling. And at the end of the day, I've got a couple people that are behind my back. They're with me on this. So I know I'm not alone in this. I've got somebody that actually believes the same thing I do. And what's now shocking is that now he's in trouble because something he did. And I'm starting to figure out that it's the mindset. They want to create victims out of people. There's a couple people I work with that have a victim mindset. And those are the people that are given high rewards. But the moment you look and somehow every single person that is a go-getter and achiever gets tossed to the curb. You wonder why that happens? I'll tell you why. It's because they don't want you to be masculine. They don't want a man to have the ability to work. That's why. They don't care about creating equality or creating a safe environment. They don't care about that. If they really cared about creating a safe environment, as I work for security, they would be asking me to do more things, not trying to put me and get me in trouble. That's why I need to talk to the person I work with, because this can't stay. This cannot last. That's the problem. There's been a lot of lying. And this is the end result of corruption and people that don't want to see me succeed. They don't have to see me succeed, but I'm going to do it regardless. And this is the main reason why I teach masculinity and I teach to provide for people as men, is that even with this is not going to stop me from my goals. This is not going to stop me, not even close. Matter of fact, this gave me the incentive to continue because these people don't want me to succeed. Well, I'm about to show them because one day I might be teaching their kids or even their grandkids. So I want to prove them wrong. Rather than talk about negativity for the rest of the video, I want to talk about what this taught me. Is that even mad as hell, turn into a positive. Because I'm going to see if I can get a score at a job for a protection service. Yeah. Yes, protection service. And there's one in the area that I live near. There is one of those offices. So I can go there and ask about the protection service. See how the jobs are, and even ask a couple buddies of mine to say, hey, this guy was a good worker. And if you ask the people I work with, they'll tell you. Even the dude that hates me the most says I'm a good worker. And when you know the person that doesn't like you the most hates your guts and who you are, says you're a good worker, you know you're a good worker. And that's the thing. I'm not a bad person. Many of these people know I'm forgiving because as much as masculinity is of creating physical strength to yourself, what masculinity also does is it teaches a man to be patient. It teaches him to be calm in situations. And it teaches him that mistakes can be learned from. Given enough time, a man can learn from even the worst of his mistakes if he is willing to change who he is. But I'm not going to say that you shouldn't change for anything. I should say that if you have a belief, you shouldn't change a belief because somebody doesn't like it. And that is the reason why. If you feel that there is something wrong with you, you have every right to change. And if you do, good on you. But if you don't feel that you're doing anything wrong and that you're standing up for what you believe in, don't change. I've seen countless people change for something that they never got or they never truly believed in. And then when those same people got later in life, in their 30s and 40s, you start to see, shit, I should have not have changed who I was. And they always say, be who you are. It's not because society is against you. It's because being who you are is being a man if you are a man. And I hate that people want to conform to an ideology that they truly don't agree with. And say, oh, it's a part of life. No, it's not. You don't have to agree with that. And if they have to physically try to force you to agree with it, something's wrong. If they have to force you to agree to something, something's very, very wrong. That's why when they tried to force me to agree to something, I said no. Because I'm not going to agree to something I don't believe in. I don't believe. If I don't believe, let's say A and B exist. If someone tells me I have to agree with B even though I agree with A, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say no. I don't agree with B. I agree with A. If you don't like what I believe, you're going to have to deal with it. Because I get to deal with everything else at this job. So the least you could do is accept the fact that I agree with A. So that's my message, is the most important factor of this all is strength. Not just the physical strength, but the mental strength to continue going. And this up here is your most important tool, but it can also become your most important enemy. But that is why the first thing when you try to do boxing and try to do all that is to control what's up here. So if you control what's up here, No one can. If you control it, who's going to control it? Not anybody else, but you. So, hey, Dylan, how are you? I haven't talked to you in quite a while. I don't know if you heard about what happened in the stream or if you just joined. Yeah. And as of recently, I've had my own troubles, Dylan. I've had my own. I did something that I knew was right, but I still got in trouble for it because it's the real world. And the difference is there's a lot of things that need to be taken into account. But what I found overall was that these things will happen. It's a part of life that struggle is inevitable in life. No matter what happens, you will always have struggle. You'll always have certain things in your life that will try to drag you down. But the stream's going to be ending, so I got to end the stream how it is right now. You can talk to me in Discord, but I got to end the stream. I've already got it, what I need to get off my chest, so if you want to know what happened, just watch the stream when it comes up.